It's that show that you know and love. It's that show that you know and love. It's that show that you remix. It's that show that you know and love. It's that show that you know and love. It's that show that you know and love. It's Black and Educated with Jay. What's up? Hi guys, welcome to Black and Educated. My name is Jay London. I'm piecing in. How are you guys doing? Let me know. Okay. No, okay. For real? Oh, I didn't know. It's okay. It's gonna get better. Y'all, if you guys are new to this channel, I'm Jay London. I'm 20, I was about to say 23. Your boy's birthday done passed. I'm 24, my bad. I'm 24. I talk about all the things that you don't want to talk about, such as weird cases, social structures, etc. So if you have anything you want me to talk about, you can email me at baeincorporations@gmail.com or comment down below. I'll make sure I reach back out to you guys. But London fam. Y'all, it's hot already. It's hot already. I'm already putting too much energy up in here. But y'all, I just want to say quickly, thank you so much for all the love that I've been getting on the College Hill interview that I did with Vanessa. Right now, I believe it's at 6,000 something views, but like every day goes up about like 300, which is really cool. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like, to share. And let's just keep rising up, London fam. These numbers are amazing, and I know we can only go up. You know what I'm saying, Shaman? But London fan, you already know what it is. What's up? It is Black History Month. Oh, that wasn't with the cadence. Let's just go with the normal one that we usually do. All right. What is? What's up? Got your nigga in the cut. Goddamn, what is? What's up? What's up? I got your nigga in the cut. Goddamn. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, a shot of vodka, cup of tea. I got water over there, wherever you like. It is hot right now, so keep yourself hydrated. And let's just dive in. Okay. It's Gladys West, who's 91 years old and still alive, still kicking it. Shout out to you. She was the person that helped with the Global Positioning System, or the GPS. Without her brain and her calculations and her calculating different orbits and the satellite, the distance from Pluto to Neptune, etc., GPS wouldn't have been around right now. So y'all, before there were the computers that we know now, like the technological ones, there used to be human computers. And most of the people that were the computers, they were women, because they said that women could focus more on certain things rather than men. Men were made to just train cadres, you know, to go forward and battle, while women could focus on the most small things ever. So in 1950s, around that time, that's when they started making human computers. Human computers is part of the STEM field, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which is at an all-time high, as in the request for people in that field. So if you guys ever have time to check that out, check out STEM. It is very fun. It has coding, it has technology, science, a whole bunch of other stuff. Miss Gladys West was born in 1930 in Dwindle County, Virginia. And she earned her bachelor's degree and master's in mathematics in 1952 and in 1955. After that, she received her master's degree in public administration from the University of Oklahoma in 1973. In 2018, she received her PhD in public administration from Virginia Tech. So she was all about her learning. I need to stop taking these hot ass showers, guys, because I'm just fucking melting. Can I help you? It's hot. It's really hot. Like, instead of you laughing, you should.
It hasn't even been 10 minutes.
I know, but I'm just putting so much energy. Growing up in Dinwiddle County in Virginia, there was a lot of segregation, bathrooms being separate, schools being separate, etc. And a lot of minorities were sharecroppers. Sharecroppers, well, actually Professor Santo's gonna be talking about that, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. But she didn't want to be a sharecropper herself, so she made sure that she got good grades. Within her getting good grades, she got a full scholarship to West Virginia University, in which she studied mathematics, and that's how she got into coding, etc. She was teaching for a while, but she started her career at the Naval Surface Warfare Center. In 1956, there was only one other black woman and 2 black men within this team of computers to figure out orbits, figure out math problems. I have always tried to like learn more about STEM research, etc. But when I'm telling you, you have to have a different brain for that type of ish. Like, you gotta be really smart because the problems that be coming up passes Pythagorean theorem. And I'm pretty good at Pythagorean theorem, but that's it. Her job in the global positioning system was working with the orbit over the water. And she did astronomical studies from Neptune to Pluto, and she analyzed data from satellites. So imagine all of that before calculators, before the computers that you got. There were human computers. Human computers who would get these long boards. I'm pretty sure you guys can see behind me these long boards with different little knobs and lights and math problems within it. It's so amazing that back in the day, like the computers that we know and love now, Google, were human beings. Gladys West was a part of the Alpha Kappa Alpha, or is it Alpha Kappa Alpha? I probably pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, which is sorority. She would have been a hidden figure until they did a documentary to senior members, and there was one line dedicated to Gladys in which she noted her involvement in the GPS. From there, a member rediscovered her. She got so enamored with her that she was like, wait a minute. You're not credited. You're not credited for figuring out and helping out with the GPS. Why is that, child? When she did her research, her story came up about again. She was put in the Hall of Fame in 2018, which is where she deserves. So shout out to you, Miss Gladys West. You are a pioneer for so many women in STEM and so many people to come, the generations to come that are going to be in the STEM industry to program different types of things, to send different people up in the moon. Pretty soon we're going to be living in Mars. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because it's people like Gladys West. Okay? Come on now, make history, y'all. Can we get a round of applause again for Miss Gladys? Yes. Yes, shout it out. Gladys West. No, she's not related to Kanye. I thought she was, I'm not even gonna lie. Now, the next queen that I'm gonna talk about is Miss Katherine Johnson. If you guys ever seen Hidden Figures before, you know she's the queen that Taraji P. Henson plays in the movie. There's also two other ladies, Mary Jackson and Dorothy Vaughan, which I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow. But Katherine Johnson. I was trying to figure out if Katherine Johnson and Gladys West ever crossed paths because they're both from West Virginia. But I realized that where Gladys West worked and where Katherine Johnson worked were 2 hours apart. So they never could have crossed paths. But their work was so similar and so monumental that it would have been dope if there was ever like a picture of them together, I guess. Or if their minds were put together. Anyways, that's besides the point. Katherine Johnson was born on August 26, 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. So just in age difference, they probably would have never crossed paths. And she unfortunately died on February 24th, 2020 last year, so rest in peace, queen. She graduated high school at 14, and then she graduated college at 18, West Virginia State University. She was a human computer herself, which she would go over these big panels and figure out solutions to all these problems. There's an interview that I saw of hers that I'm gonna attach down below. It's 15 minutes, and I would like every single one of you guys to watch it, please. When I'm telling you, you will take some insight and you will take some quotes with you and you will just feel like you are ready to learn. Just listen to me. I know a lot of people don't like to learn. I get it. Sometimes it's a little boring, but there's some insight there. Please check it out. But two quotes that she says: it's dumb if you don't ask a question, which I'm a firm believer. And she also says, if you lose your curiosity, then you stop learning. And I'm a firm believer in that. You have to be curious in certain things. You have to want to know how things work in order for you to keep on learning. But please make sure you guys check that interview down below. She got to college at 18. She was walking around the campus and she saw a professor who used to be a professor in high school for her and was like, listen, if you're not in my class this semester, I'm gonna find you. And she originally majored in French. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? So that was her major, and before, back in the day, you really didn't need a major. You just go with the flow, almost. She found a math professor who mentored her in everything that has to do with math. This professor's name was sorry if I butcher this, but Shaflin Clater, and he was the third African-American to receive a PhD in mathematics. The third in history to receive a PhD in mathematics. He was hungry. He was ready to eat. He said, you want to know? My brain is hungry. Give me all the math problems. The third African American to earn a PhD. Round of applause for Mr. WW. Yeah. If you guys would like a story on him, please let me know. Comment down below. I'll make sure I get that going. Before Katherine Johnson got into NASA, she was teaching for a long time with her husband all around Virginia. In 1952, she heard about the position for colored people, for colored computers, was opening in NASA. So she put in an application and she was hired in 1953. She retired in 1986, but when I'm telling you, she has so many accolades, so many things that we have to congratulate her for. It's amazing. So with Katherine Johnson, as you guys know, if you've seen Hidden Figures, you guys kind of have an insight on Katherine Johnson. Just to let you know on a few things on Hidden Figures, the movie, there was a lot of things that were dramatized for Hollywood purposes, such as the white savior moment of him hitting down the sign that it said white people only, and like he was trying to being a savior and saying, listen, black people are going to use this bathroom and white people are going to use this bathroom. That was a lie. That never happened. Actually, that character that I forgot what that man is, what's his name? I want to say it's Kevin Bacon, but that's not his name. I don't know the man's name. I forgot. Damn it. I'm sorry to tell you, but I've never seen this man a day of my life. No, but honestly, I forgot his name. But the white man that's in charge of Miss Katherine Johnson, who looks over her, he wasn't a real character. The part that Katherine Johnson runs to the bathroom every time, and it's about like 2 miles away from her office, that was a lie as well. They were trying to really show how prominent segregation was back in the day, so they did that for the hyperbole of it. I can't say dramatization, I guess. They did it for the hyperbole of it. Another thing that I wish they involved in the movie is when she was working in NASA, she didn't really care about the bathroom segregation things. She went in and she used the white bathrooms and she would walk out, and a couple people would complain, but that did not faze her. You want to know why? Because they all had an end goal. They all had the goal to orbit these men up to the moon and have them come right back and land at the exact spot that they calculated out. Parts that are true within Hidden Figures of Katherine Johnson is that she did demand to be in the briefings every single time there was one, because it's like she would get the problems, she would figure out the solutions, but she wasn't getting it in the timely manner. She wanted to get it when everybody else was getting it. She didn't want to get a rundown report. So there was 2 white men right outside the briefing, and she was like, oh, can I go in the briefing? The other guy was like, no, you can't go in the briefing. Is there a law against it? Then the guy was like, well, actually, no. And she was like, well, fine, then let me go in the briefings. Then she sure did. She was the first woman to ever go in a NASA briefing. When she went in, there's a big problem on the board, which is one of my favorite parts. And Taraji P. Henson, in her acting, she literally memorized this whole problem. So when you see her writing it out, she's really writing it out. Like, that's pretty cool. But she was the first woman to ever figure out the square root or the number that was supposed to be there. I'm not sure what the problem is. Again, I'm not a math person. I'm not a mathematician, so I can't tell you. But she figured it out. Imagine having that brain power. We all have that brain power, so don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get it twisted. Sweat break. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That she figured out how to get these men to go up, and then when they were in orbit around the moon or whatever planet they were orbiting, or just space, whatever, she had them land precisely where they wanted within this land of water, etc. If you guys know, when a rocket is launched within NASA, sometimes the trajectory where they're gonna land back onto Earth is not accurate. And if it were to land on, let's say, a state of Oklahoma, that would be catastrophic. So all of those problems had to have a solution. And Miss Katherine Johnson was like, she got those solutions, you know what I'm saying? For the first man that was ever launched onto the moon and orbit back, whatever, he called her and was like, hey, are the calculations correct? If you say the calculations are wrong, I'm not going. And she was like, oh no, they're right. blah, 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 blah. He didn't want anybody else's answer. He didn't want those white men over there. He didn't want those white men petitions over there. He didn't want the bosses. No, he wanted Katherine Johnson, or the girl, as he would say. It's that type of brain power that we have to acknowledge within the African American community, because a lot of people assume that we don't got it. But when we do, we have people who pioneered for us, people who came before us in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I would love to open up a program in each state dedicated to underprivileged youth to go for free and learn more about STEM, learn more about coding, learn more about, learn more about STEM, learn more about coding, and learn how cool it is to build all types of things and make cars. So, Miss Katherine Johnson, for your involvement in helping this man orbit the moon and come back, etc., and you figuring out these math problems, for you standing up and saying, I'm going to go to that briefing and see what the hell y'all talking about, we honor you today and Black and Educated. So shout out to Miss Gladys West and Miss Katherine Johnson for being hidden figures in history. But they ain't hidden no more, so round of applause. I know y'all going crazy over there. I feel it. I feel the energy. That's why I'm sweating so much. So, my lovely London fam, I got a special commercial for you this week. Okay. Okay. As you guys all know, Miss Queen Vanessa from College Hill, she's opening a new DehHealingBar, and she's also selling candles and oils, and I would love for you to check this out right here. Make sure you guys contact Vanessa for all of your candles, for all of your oils, and for spiritual healing, okay? Right now, her Instagram isn't up, but you can email her right down below, and I know a lot of people are gonna do that, so please check her out. Oh, y'all? Okay, okay. I'm getting a call from Professor Santos. Okay, I think he gonna come on now. He hasn't been on the show in a hot minute, so honestly, I don't even know why he feels like he could just go. Okay, fine, okay. All right, y'all. Check out this quick scene from Professor Santos, y'all.
Jerome, how old are you?
9.
9. Do you go to school?
Yes.
Where do you go to school, Jerome?
At the Overture Elementary School.
I see. What is your sister's name?
Lois.
That's Lois. And what are your other sisters' names?
Katherine. And Beulah.
Katherine and Beulah. Now, are you going to give them lunch today?
Yes.
What are you going to feed them?
I don't know.
Do you have any food here to give them?
Yes.
I see. Aileen King, I saw your children yesterday at the Okeechobee camp. Why didn't you put them in the nursery?
I don't make enough to pay for it.
How much does it cost to put them in?
85 cents.
85 cents.
That's right.
How much will your food cost you today?
About $2.
Aileen, how old are you?
29.
How many children do you have?
14.
How old were you when you first started working in the fields?
8.
Ladies and gentlemen, in that video that you guys just saw, you saw a young boy named Jerome and his 3 siblings. You also see Aileen King, and she describes her day being a sharecropper. Sharecropping is a tenant farmer who gives a part of each crop as rent, basically trading your labor for crops. The system of sharecropping basically replaced slavery, in which landowners would provide housing, tools, and seeds, and sharecroppers would receive a percentage of the crop, which was about 1/3 of the land. The problem with that is that sharecroppers would get into debt, and the amount of money that they would receive was just slim to none, not even to live. As you guys see, Elaine, she received $1 a day. Childcare is 85 cents. And you are working your ass off in this hot sun picking cotton. Until this day, there are people who are part of sharecropping fields and have to go through this cycle of being trapped and not being able to get seeds, not being able to get tools, and go into their own land and grow their own crops. And it's so sad to me because basically all of these things such as prison and sharecropping was made for us to fail, for us to be stuck in a cycle. Now, I do understand that between the 1940s, 1950s, and 1960s, a lot of the ex-slaves that were sharecroppers decided to move up north into the industrial fields and work in factories, etc. But at the end of the day, a lot of the things such as sharecropping in the prison system, etc., was made for us to fail. So I just wanted to share that with you guys so you guys can know what sharecropping is. Again, anything I learn, you learn. And I got things to do. So I need to go lay this hair. So I'm gonna send you back to Mr. London, okay? Bye-bye. That was a little emotional, y'all. That was a little real. I should have gave y'all a warning. But that's what sharecropping is. London fam, thank you so much for watching all my videos so far. We're about to hit a year. Happy Black History Month. If you have anything you want me to talk about down below, please, please, please let me know. I always like learning more things. But if you see anyone going through a hard time right now, give them a hug or a fist pump. It's a pandemic. Tell them everything's gonna be okay. And just make somebody smile. You never know what anybody's going through. You know what I mean? London fan, I'm peacing out. Bye.